Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Supreme Ruler Ultimate episode number 40. And I think this might end up being the last episode in this series, at least for quite a while, because we have Rule Waves 2 coming out. I'm trying to kind of clear the schedule. This made it 40 episodes. I still look at this game, and I love it. It's got some issues, especially, if we're starting with this one, this particular start. Obviously, we have the real issue is having all those suicidal units of the Merchant Marine. So that was, I think, the biggest problem. But nonetheless, it's a blast to play. I still think the best geopolitical simulator that also has a war focus. So that's what I would say, at least. Just grab the land units here. I don't want them to go that far north because I don't want to merge with the Chinese border. I mean, otherwise we might start conquering territory for the wrong people. So, lack of supply, tensions heighten, incursion. This is interesting. We do want to monitor these. But I think this one's actually long gone, so we'll ignore it. Off camera, I actually had another problem. I didn't save again, or this time I didn't save. Last time it was an issue with... I had to redo last time because I didn't like the way... I was trying to get them into an alliance, China and everyone. So I actually reloaded to the end of the war and redid all the peace agreements. Well, actually they are flying in here. Well, you know what's pretty cool about that is we can combat that if we... we don't have any Air Force and no landable air base or anything like that nearby. So that kind of makes sense, by the way, that would be the situation in Tibet. So what I'm planning to do is maybe start to wrap this thing up. One of the ideas I have is to go to war with the Soviet Union. So they obviously are pushing my buttons, trying their hardest to piss us off. So, it wouldn't be very hard, obviously, for us to just declare war. They've provoked us to a great extent. Hopefully we have enough fuel there to get by, but at some point, these guys are going to start losing fuel. They're still fueled. That's fantastic. Okay, good. So the other thing I wanted to do is start building missile silos. We're still doing pretty well as far as research goes. 14 seems to be kind of a nice number. If I was to redo it, I don't think I'd go up. I might go up to 15, but 14 seems to be pretty good, especially if you don't want to, get every design that has an upgrade. You don't have to do it this way. Anyways, we do want to start building some of these things. Let's actually get the Ethan Allen, which is already partially built. The reason why I want her is because if we're going to go to war with the Soviet Union, I actually want to use some bombs. So the next thing we want to do is get those missile silos. Missile production. Build me one. Alright, I built it over here. That's actually a great place for it. This really is actually a great place for it. And this is... Why did I neglect this before? This is a great place for a missile silo. A perfect place, I would say, for a missile silo. So we'll start building those there. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. It's going to extend our range even further west. And I wish we could do something... I think this is where our missile silo ended up getting built, around Boston, right? Here? We have two missile silos. Yeah, well, if they're going to have missile silos there, I think we should get another supply depot in this area. Let's get one here. Maybe get one here, and then... Actually, we can get one here at Brunswick, which will help out the production at Brunswick as well. And then last thing I want to build here is... military. I forgot what I wanted to build, but I'll remember it in a second. Actually, a radar station would not be a bad idea. Which one is the very long range one? This is 197. This is 64. Yeah, so it'd be 197. That's probably worth it. 197 is very good visibility. We're right on the coast. Let's get it. And we still have one more spot. So what am I trying to do? Missile production. That's right. Missile production. But let's go back over very quickly to Alaska. We're going to need to get something moved out here. What do we have? We have a barracks, seaport, the missile silo, the air base, and the missile production. I think we're going to cancel the missile production so that we can get... Actually, you know what? I don't know if we need radar over here. I'm not going to do it. We need the radar here, which is, I think, where I've already gotten it. Did I get it here in this game yet? Missile silo, supply depot. Yeah, we'll go ahead and build it here. Radar station. Yeah. That's what I want. It's nice to have those just because it stops you from having to use your aircraft all the time to monitor everything. And kind of tough to say where the other missile silos should go. Okay, we probably would want one down here just to see if anybody's patrolling this area. So where is our nearest military base? In other words, where can I build this? That's the one. Oh, I can build it. I can build it anywhere? Ah, so I don't need to put it in a military... Oh, that's news to me. In fact, that does change things up a little bit. Well, there's a terrible supply down here, unfortunately. But I think we'll just rectify that at the same time. Supply depot, there, and there. To improve things a little bit. So we'll have eyes, and I mean, we're just expanding our eyes and ears, which makes sense. I'm not even paying attention to what's going on in Tibet. What did I just agree to? Industrial goods? Yeah, absolutely. If it's Taiwan, it's kind of a shoe-in for a yes anyway, but okay, so let's have the guys here move up to the new capital, which, yeah, is here. Let's have them move up here, and let's get our bombers into position. Depends on how quickly they get there. They're going off. Whoop! Incursion. Can we do anything about this, though? Where are they going? What are they sending, by the way? The Tupolev 2? Not very familiar with it. We can speed things up, too. So I'll go to the second fastest. I don't know why they went off-road. Can you not reuse the roads in other territories? I don't know, but once again, our timing appears to be perfect. Oh yeah, that was devastating. Very quick, very effective. Going home. We'll get the land units to park themselves, and hopefully that's the last time we have to conquer something. It is. All right. So I think the way we want to do it is annex and then liberate. Annex. Oh my dear God. China got half of it. Alright, so this is already the mess. We're going to have to go load up as China now. It's already happened. We'll have to load up as China. The way it works is it starts expanding from the points where you're at. Each person just takes turn grabbing a hex. The way victory works is each person just grabs a hex. It's lumped into the current stuff they own. And then next... the next country grabs a hex, and every nation that's at war that has a territory bordering the nation which is conquered takes turn one hex at a time grabbing more territory. You end up with some weirdness, a little bit, but it's for the most part it seems to be as good or even better than Hearts of Iron. So yeah, it works out all right. Border Gore, as it's known. So Tibet has fallen. That's good. This is obviously going to require some unfortunate fixing of things. So I won't want to release it until... Actually, I do want to release it first as a colony, because then China will just give the territory back to them. So let's just pull them up, go here, and... Yeah, I should have colonized them first. That was the mistake. But anyways, we'll do this. They're very friendly. We'll negotiate for... Can they do a formal alliance? No. They won't do formal alliance, but we'll work to that. Everything but. That's going to be a powerful thing to start off with, and then China will eventually cede their territory over as soon as we get to that point. Okay, so everybody can come home. I actually want the land units to just march home. If you can make it to here, it'll be a miracle. Because there's no supply right now, so hopefully the other forces can take us home. And actually, the funny thing is, I'm still neglecting the fact that Urguristan is still standing. Last time, I actually remember I was in an alliance with India, and India sent their forces all the way north. They all got trapped in this terrible area, because there's just no supply at all. I turned on the supply, I turned it off. Like, this is not even changing. There's just zero supply here. There's just zero. Nominal zero. I don't even know what agreements I'm agreeing to. So that does beg the question, though. Should we go over and basically use this as an opportunity to kill troops? Because that sounds fun. And we're really close by. So the answer is yes. We will. We will use this as an opportunity to kill troops. They have an air base. I don't think they do, but if they do... No. So they're heading home. The escorts are just picking up more fuel and then coming back. That's going to be helpful. Oh, God. These are bombers. They do have, I think... Yeah, they're just bombing. So we need some anti-aircraft here. Oh, brother. This is actually problematic. Not that it's a big deal. It's not difficult to get anti-air in there. It's just going to be a long, long time. And it's just annoying to coordinate, basically. I shouldn't complain because it's not that big of a deal, but just annoying to coordinate. Where the hell is it? Oh, brother. There's one. We'll get some supply trucks going that way as well. So if I just send them over to... Where will they be able to make it to in supply? So they probably should take this route. Let's just send them here to Lanzhou. I don't know how they'll get there, but hopefully they get there just fine. Probably what I actually should do is something a little bit different. The aircraft gun is going, so I'm actually going to give the other two a mission to just escort the anti-aircraft. There, good. And we want more anti-aircraft to go, so... 2, I think, is going to be enough, probably, hopefully. And we'll get one of those 2 trucks, actually, to escort the other anti-aircraft. No, stop. There, okay, good, that's going to work. What do we get? We got a unit design. The Sea Knight Transport, which I believe is an upgrade path. Inner Mongolia, first of all, Tibet accepted, that's fantastic. Inner Mongolia wants some, though they want military goods, and they're not going to be, no. So, oh, interesting. Urguristan is willing to pay for peace. Let's keep that on the table. we won't decline it quite yet, but we're just about to have some fun. Let's go run over some units first, and then we'll consider your peace. Come on, just a little more. Oh, what the heck? They're not even fighting. We will definitely accept your peace if this is what happens. We can't even fight? No, we're fighting. We're fighting. Alright, we're killing units. We're killing them. Go this way. These are... I don't know what... Oh god, he's cut off. Save him! Save him! What's the rest of these guys? Are they waiting for a supply, I guess? Oh, that was beautiful. That was worth it. Alright, cool. Did we do enough damage yet? No. No, I want all my ground forces to kill this guy as well. Will not stop until the last of them have fallen victim. Oh god, we're taking territory. So we have, I think, 30 days from this peace agreement. Yep. June 7th. Plenty of time with which to kill things. Alright, there. Kind of out of supply or something. So we'll get the aircraft to resupply, and then we'll come back. No problem. Assuming, of course, they aren't intercepted. But it's something fun to do, right? It just gives us something. It's like something for the United States to twiddle, to meddle with, basically. We got some construction on uranium mines completing. Yeah, so I haven't shown this, but uranium is up. It's way, way, way up. Which means that also we need to start producing more. So we have these 100 kiloton bombs, which we're producing, but it's what, you know what time it is? The next design that we want to research is... Well, let's take a look at the research options we have. It's chemical warfare shells, which, yeah, we're gonna do. What do we have? Oh, okay, great. So we only have armor designs level 6 to get, and we have the IOF2, which, by the way, is fantastic. We'll definitely also invest in the M113 line, which... Okay, that's very interesting. Apparently the M113A1 is... This is what I was talking about. So at some point somebody was asking me, what do you mean, doesn't it make sense that you need to unlock previous units to unlock the next units? Like, what makes sense that the M2A1 is needed before you unlock the M2A2? Or the M2 Abrams is needed before you unlock the M2A1? I agree. There is some strong logic there. However, it's not consistent. So first of all, maybe you would never have the Panther unless you had the Panzer. Who knows? I don't know. I mean, just that's maybe not a good example. Maybe you would never have the... I don't know. Anyways, the Tiger 2, it makes sense that you would need the Tiger 1, but these are just designed... Like, maybe the design, which we call the Tiger 2, would have been designed eventually, even without the Tiger 1. Again, that's a bad example because I'm not sure if it's actually true, but you can have these big upgrades in tanks and, well, anything, aircraft, whatever, without needing the one before it. So, for example, if the M2 Abrams is needed in order to unlock the ultimate American tanks, like the M2A2 or whatever, M2A1, sorry. No, they do have the M2A2, don't they? I'm blanking, but that doesn't really make sense to me because it's not like America would have made another tank if they didn't make it the Abrams. Somebody else would have come along and proposed another really good tank because the budget is there, the research resources are there. So even if they didn't continue down the Abrams line, there would have been another tank available. But there is no other tank available in this link, which means that unless you specifically, like for the United States, you just have to invest in like 4 not very good tanks in order to get to the good one, which doesn't really make sense because other nations don't have the same disadvantage. But yeah, whatever. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I shouldn't make that big of a deal out of it because, like the United States, the example I'm using has the resources to unlock all of them anyway, right? It's not that the U.S. is limited by research capability. They are one of the strongest. Probably, well, I mean, not probably. They are the strongest in terms of research capability. They have the best system, best economic situation to finance the research. And they also have the population and the to actually hold 14 research stations, 20 research stations if you want. Okay, so let's take a look at what other stuff. We're not going to do recon. I just never found myself really using it. I will be probably just doing all that. And I think that we have the M60 available right now, right? So this M60A1 may be one of the upgrades. Let's take a look at it. Maybe I don't know. 2033, the 1212 is obviously the really lackluster part of this tank. 33 defense is very, very good. So I don't think we've completed yet almost have armored designs level 6. That's fantastic. But I don't think we've yet completed the AM103A2. We can see that this only one has 26 versus the 33. 24, 35, it was like 20 and 33. Just go back and 20 and 33. So this 33 is the big difference between the two. It's actually much more defensive than the M103A2. Which I guess in a lot of ways does not make sense to me, considering what I think they're trying to say is that the pattern is harder to hit, maybe. But the M103A2 is a heavy tank, so presumably its armor would be heavier. Now, I am not that much an expert on tanks. I do not have, for example, the front plate, side plate, rear plate. I don't have all these armor statistics for you. I cannot rattle them off. I don't even know. I suppose I actually don't even know, for example, if either of these tanks, probably the M6, no, I don't even know, if either of them used the explosive counter measures to stop the RPG type stuff. I don't know if they have that, the reactive armor. See, I almost blanked on it. What is it called? Reactive armor. Anyway, we'll research all the tanks because that's just what we've done, and that's what we'll continue to do to make sure we see what every single tank is available to us. I also don't find that anti-tank is very important because although you do run into mostly hard targets as the game goes on, usually your tanks are very good anti-tanks already. And I just like to use a unit which is diverse, very versatile, because it's very hard to micromanage and actually get, okay, this unit, whatever is... Who's the NATO leaning one? I really wish we could get more details on this. Alright. Control the ADD, as it were. Let's continue to look through all these different things. So we definitely have gotten more options for artillery. I don't think we've gotten any options which are better than what we currently have, which sounds preposterous. Like if it's new, it should be better, right? But even this 2516, we're already using something which is fantastic. So we'll skip the artillery. Air defense. It is, I think the M163 Vulcan, I'm positive actually. Okay, I'm not positive. I'm 90% sure. Not even more than 90%. Only 90% sure that there's an upgrade path for the M163 Vulcan. I have no idea about the towed gun version. 56 versus 59, so it is slightly better. Does take more supply to use. Let's just take a look. Goes 500, this one goes less. So it's interesting, the towed gun has less range, but costs more fuel to do it. Cost-wise, 35 versus 51 is much more expensive. Kind of makes sense. This is amphibious, though, which makes it actually a pretty decent option. Although I do like having low, or what is this called? The mid-air. I do like having mid-air on my targets. So the close range one does prevent the hex you're in, maybe even the hex surrounding you, I don't remember, from being attacked. I do remember. That just depends on what the range of it is. So 5 is not going to hit outside the hex. But yeah, I do prefer the mid-air attack so that even airplanes that are not bombing you, if they just fly over even, you'll take shots at them. I do like that. So I don't think we'll even ever need any of these. I have gotten the Wolverine and the patent bridging before. I never used them. Engineers are better, I think, and you have just more multi-purpose units. Again, versatile units are just so important to me because you don't want to micromanage and make sure that this exact combination of forces is maintained. You really just want one type of unit you spam everywhere and it can get the job done. Not because it's good gameplay, but because it's simple gameplay. And the micromanagement can be just too much work. Okay, so we can get the GUI, the GUI, the Huey gunship. Not interested though. Tibet actually has decent anti-submarine, which is interesting. Oh, but the Sea Sprite has better. I wonder if the airship has anti-submarine. It does not, sadly. Alright, let's just take a look. We already have plenty of good interceptors right now. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything better is coming along. Like, what are our current options? We have the Delta. Yeah, we have the F4 Phantom, which is far and away the best unit that we have, although the very short range means that I am still happy to employ the Delta Darts. I'm happy that we have both. Okay, let's keep looking. Let's do a State of the Union, really. Okay, so we have the F4C. I don't think it's actually that good. Yeah, it's... Well, I guess the advantage of it is that it has pretty good air-to-air capabilities. Whereas some of these other ones are just not as good. Oh, that one seems nearly as good. 21 versus 28. Yeah, okay. 3751, this one's much worse. We would never get the Starfighter. Although I think the F-104C is an upgrade to... Did we already start getting... Oh my gosh, we got the F-104A. Well, if the F-104C is already available, I'm pretty sure F-104A... I'm almost positive it's an upgrade route, but for some reason, again, this inconsistency, we don't need the F-104A to get the F-104C. Oh, the A6 Intruder, I mean, that is a... I don't know, a classic, I guess, is the word I'm looking for. That is definitely a classic design. I loved, and this is probably my favorite thing about this game. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times probably. I just love all the research options. I love looking through these real designs. Demon we already know is quite good. It looks like we have the M1. I didn't even look at the stats there. So this is 30, 32, 30, 19. 30, 32, 30, 19. Huh, interesting. It's worse. 43 versus 51. So what is the difference here? They both can land on carriers. They're both multi-role. 51 versus 54. Interesting. Oh, this is F... Yeah, this is F3H1. You would think that that would come before F3H-2. But this is not the case. And here's another interesting thing. We are getting the F-104A. We saw the F-104 something C in the other category. And here's the F-104G. I guess it's not necessary for an upgrade. I'm actually just going to... Wait. Will this disappear? No, it won't. I have no idea why that was in there then. Like, what good is it doing? It does look like the F-105 doesn't have the upgrade available until you get it, though. At least I'm not seeing one. Okay, look at strategic bombers. The B-52B, for some reason, it doesn't lead to an upgrade path. So we've already gotten... I mean, we're working on the B-52H, so... And... The last thing, I don't think we really need to look through ships that much. Oh, yeah. Did we already do this big, long comparison? We probably did, of the George Washington and the Ethan Allen. I would have preferred Ethan Allen. I mean, George Washington for the name, but... We also have the Greyback, which apparently is a lot worse. So I'm glad we didn't get it. 54 versus, yeah, 58. Okay, so submarines, we have carriers. Again, sadly, none of the carriers are going to be better than the Midway or even the United States class for a very long time, unfortunately. We don't plan to get the missile upgraded Iowa. I don't think it's worth it. I mean, it's extremely expensive. And we have such naval dominance. This is why I'm not really interested in this category at all. I think World War II in Supreme Ruler would be pretty fun. Anyways, let's take a look. We have the Brook coming up. 450. I mean, I'm not going to take a look at these actually, because I need to prep myself. I looked in such detail at all these escorts. I no longer remember which is the good ones to do or not. Sacramento doesn't have offloading, so it's not an option. Austin does have offloading. Speed of 39. It is still slower than the Merchant Marine, which makes it not yet an appealing option. And the actual thing I want to look at most right now is the state of the art and the nuclear capabilities, because we're planning, or at least we're preparing. I would say preparing is a much better way of saying it, and definitely the public way we would admit into investing in anything would be to say that we're just preparing for the worst. We want to see what we can get just in case push comes to shove, the worst imaginable scenario happens, and we go to war with the USSR. And because this is the worst scenario imaginable, I don't know why I'm having trouble saying that word. The worst scenario imaginable is not just us going to war with the USSR, it's that this war becomes a nuclear one. So we need to be prepared with the best that we can find. I'm not even really looking here, but I do need... Okay, so we do need a sub-launch missile. I don't even think we have any of these. Wow. Okay, the Polaris sub-launched missile can basically... I can hit from almost 2,000 kilometers away, which is wonderful. Versus the Poseidon, which can hit from much further away. 60-90 versus... Yeah, it's slightly less... Okay, in terms of damage. So uranium on this one is 244. Uranium on this one is 200. Size 10 versus size 10. 12,000 kilometers an hour versus 12,000 kilometers an hour. They're not going to get really much chance to do anything. 3258 versus 3085. I think I'm going to go with the Poseidon. When it comes down to these two options, yeah, the Polaris is a 1960 technology apparently, but 385 versus 438. It's not even that bad. It's less uranium. We're going to queue this up. This is going to be the one. How long does it take to build? Wow, it really does take a long time to build. 120 days. My goodness. But it's a great option for our submarines. They only have to get 4,500 kilometers. That's going to be very easy to do to get us very close to Moscow. So just remember 4,600. And let's go to Moscow and see what that would actually mean in terms of where is 4,600. Yeah, we can be off the west coast of Ireland, drinking at the local pub, drop into our submarine, fire missiles, and then return to the Irish pub for dinner. Kind of a strange scenario. I don't know why I invented it that way, but anyways, it just shows you that this is like so dangerous. We don't even have to be anywhere near Russia. It just could be so far away. So that's going to be the one we're going to research. And I hope you didn't mind this little foray into the research technologies. But again, this is like my favorite part. Oh, and what's worse for them is this is a high-flying one. This is not close air target. It is essentially the ones that are in the stratosphere or above it. They're space missiles, pretty much. Which can make them very hard to shoot down and an excellent option to deploy. Just a really... That is like... We're going to get some nuclear submarines. A lot of them, I think, now. Now that we have such a great peanut butter and jelly. Such a good combination. We can get Ethan Allen's pairing with these Poseidons. And I don't think that we'll have to worry about their effectiveness. They should be very, very, very effective. So, okay, so we'll unpause. It's a nice look into what's the state of the art right now. We may want to still think about building some stuff. We do have plenty of Green Berets. We never really dove into the engineering situation. That's okay for now. We're not really going to build recon. We're waiting for the M103A2. Not going to do that one. We already have, so it was like 24 and 16, and you can see this is 30 and 16. So yeah, it doesn't, basically there's not a better option out there. That's the funny thing. Let's go take a look at our forces here. Are they done? Have they done their job? We're trying to move back. Let's make sure that they get home. So escort this guy. That should do the trick right there. So as soon as these guys move out, we'll probably just sign this peace treaty. Let everyone else keep fighting each other. Yes and yes. Alright, come on home. Forget about it. The war's over for you. Actually, no. I want land forces. Move back over here. And that's it. We're now at peace. So that's, you know, potentially not a good option just because we're leaving one of our enemies on the table, but not that I really care about that one. So missile production is now online. That's good to know. Double missile production. Pretty much perfect timing to suit my needs. That we're now very interested in making these nuclear bombs. And is the stockpile holding up so far? Yes. Actually quite nicely. What's Japan researching? They have... Oh no, actually, sorry, I always think Japan has a lot of research, but they don't in this scenario. But I had a friend who was playing as them and just accidentally made, I think it was like 20 extra. He had like 22 or 24 research centers. So really went overboard. Anyway, one of the things that if I were to continue this series, I would absolutely be doing is pushing into, well, all of the Americas. All of the Americas, anything with any hint of red at all whatsoever would be completely taken. Now, who is the... I really want to know who's this ally, NATO-leaning country. That's interesting. Who is NATO-leaning? Who are you? Somebody here? Are we still influencing like Brazil? We probably are. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hey. That's not, it's not the expected answer. Ah, man. Who is leaning? Is someone up here leaning? Radar stations are now online. Fantastic. Really wish there was a way to see who's NATO's leaning. Most importantly, oh, they're not leaning anymore. They either went full on or they left. I'm gonna have to, somebody look back in the video. When did I do that? Probably like 15 minutes ago, maybe 20. Is 34? I think that it's somebody who left. Oh, wait. It is. North Vietnam was not... They were NATO. And now they're not NATO. Very interesting. And it's because I... Wait. I am still influencing their government. Wow, very interesting. So, even though they're a democracy... It's because we hate them, probably. Come on, US people, stop hating them so much. They're no longer our enemy. It's kind of cool, though, to see somebody swap sides. Just because it means that the mechanic exists. I didn't even know the possibility existed to do that. Which is not great to see because, you know, we are going to want to go in and invade a lot of these countries, and we plan to do that. But we have time is on our side now. I say that, but not really. I guess the next thing we want to do is start shipping heaps of forces down. We already did. What am I saying? I forgot about this. We already have some forces in Pakistan. Thank goodness that happened before the save game debacle at the beginning, or at the between last episode, the end of last episode, and this one. Territorial incursion. So why are they still invading us? We're not going to go to war, but yeah, so we have 93% war justification. They have 71%, which is still pretty high. I believe that the provocation, no, it's just at max for both of us. Okay. They don't like us, we don't like them. Their research breakthroughs are in advanced in isotopes and microscopy advances. Okay, well that's, all right, we're still, wow, we're down to 2.8% from all this military buildup. Boo! That's a little unfortunate. Let's take a look at the state of affairs. Speaking of economy stuff. Agriculture's looking good. Very good. We're producing more than enough, and we're producing at less than the going market rate. Rubber, our stockpile's down a bit, but we're just not. We don't need too much more, and it's better for us to trade for the rest than to produce it ourselves. Man, stop incurring. Timber looks about a wash, and we're producing at under market value, which is great. Same thing with petroleum, which is very important because as the GDP increases, petroleum usage skyrockets. We will want to import it from somewhere. Coal is kind of breaking even. We want to import anyway since it's less expensive. We're producing over market rate for that. Let's not worry about that. And approvals is down to 29%, which is not fantastic. Why did we choose to go with South Africa? Oh, hey! They're not aligned now. Does that mean that they're willing to consider... No, it's because they pissed off our people, apparently. Well, that's fine. Ceasefire signed between China and Ugaristan. That's fine. They're still incurring in our territory. And the research. That's what I was about to get back to. Electronic warfare basics. Okay, so let's look at if this unlocks something. I kind of hope it did, just because then it's a lot easier for me. No, it didn't. Wait, did it? Electronic warfare basics, is that what it was? Well, it's a warfare thing if we want to look at known technologies. Electronic warfare basics. Alright, good, we got it. So it does lead to something. Modern anti-sub warfare, which is a 1990 technology. Good lord, that's why we don't have it queued. It will nicely queue up a bunch of other technologies, so I'm just going to queue it. But let's see what electronic warfare basics got us. Absolutely nothing. So that was obviously still important to do it, but not going to net us anything right away. The Poseidon will enter research now, which is fantastic. We're about to get the C-130A, which is actually not that great of an airplane. Pretty lackluster. So I really think that South Africa has gone from red leaning to neutral. We're seeing a lot of movement, much more movement than I'm used to seeing. So we'll keep up the political influencing in those appropriate places. Anyway, 44 minutes in, we'll stop the video here. So I may do one more video, but Rule the Waves 2 is coming out, and that's just the focus of my channel. It's like everything. It's amazing. And we've already gone 40 episodes into this one, so probably just one more, and then we'll call it to a close. So hopefully, I may really play off camera for a bit. Right now, the things that we're looking forward to next are the Pakistan-Indian situation. That could happen at any time. Very good. Sweden and Korea. That's actually... Wait. Did Sweden are NATO? Or are they just amenable to... But they're so close. I mean, they basically have put themselves into our camp since... Yeah, I mean, they just allied with Korea, which is amazing. Okay, so anyways, well, like I said, call this to a pause here, call it to a close. We need to prepare for the India-Pakistan issue. I don't know if China will go to war with India as well or anything, because they can potentially, if you don't already have them conquered, but I'm not sure if the new China will do that or not. Also, I guess off camera, I'll need to manipulate China and have them release the rest of Tibet, which still doesn't want to accept my alliance. But they're not probably a big enough fish that we need to worry about that, so I won't. Okay, so that's it. We'll call this episode to a close. Thanks for watching, and until the next one, which is probably the last one, and it won't necessarily be right away. So it's June 7th, 1958. We'll see when we come back how far I've gone. Until then, thanks for watching, and take care.